Welcome to the start of FC25 and this Manchester United save. We're going to be trying to do a realistic save with Manchester United. There are some new settings with FC25, which are... So gameplay type we're going to have as simulation, which is their kind of realistic sliders. So they're all preset, so we're going to give that a go. Wind effects, so the wind speed ranges from calm to high. High winds have a significant impact on the ball movement when it travels long distances in the air, and we have that on high. And weather effects, enable this option for the current weather conditions to impact the ball and players. And again, we have this on because we want this to be as realistic as possible. So that's what we're going to be going for to begin with. I am going to be starting on legendary rather than ultimate. If we find ourselves, find legendary a little bit too easy, we will up it to ultimate and we'll go from there. In this episode today, we're going to be starting off with a FA Community Shield game against Manchester City, which I do not expect to win at all. We'll also go and play Fulham, and then we'll end the episode by playing Brighton. There are some rules for this save, which I will tell you now. Because, like I said, we want to keep this as realistic as possible. So, we're not going to be signing any players in the first season. I have the first transfer window disabled. January transfer window, we won't be signing anyone, but there may be some players leaving us. I will only have a percentage of the profits as a transfer budget for the following season. So, if I win the league, I'll have 50% of the profits as a transfer budget. If I finish in the top 4, 40%, top 6, 30%, and outside of top 6, 20%, but I get an extra 5% per cup I win. So FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. I won't count the Community Shield. So it would just be FA Cup and Carabao Cup for us. I can't buy any players with a higher rating than the highest rated player in my squad. I can only have a maximum of 2 players on loan, which I don't think I'll be loaning players in for my Manchester United career mode anyway. A minimum of 2 players over the age of 30 in the squad. I must have a goalkeeper on the bench. This is a big one. If another team wants to buy a crucial or important player and I don't want to sell them, I must offer that player an improved contract unless it's Real Madrid. So Manchester United have always sold their best players to Real Madrid. David Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's what we're going to be doing. But I'll only sell the player to Real Madrid if the player is 85 rated or higher. And I can only sell 1 player per season to Real Madrid. And it has to be in the summer transfer window. So if Real Madrid come in January, I won't be selling them. I'll only sell an important or crucial player to Real Madrid in the summer transfer window. When buying players, I must offer a realistic squad role. For example, if I'm buying a player to sit on the bench and offer them a rotation contract, but they decline because they want an important squad role, then I must end negotiations with that player and sign someone else. I've also got on here a minimum of 4 homegrown players in the squad. Because youth is a big part of Manchester United, bringing players through the youth academy. So I will be sending out scouts straight away to try and find some youth talent. Again, when buying players, I want to try and buy young players with the potential to grow rather than going out and buying Mbappe, for example, because that's not realistic. Or Man United do have a history of buying players from Real Madrid, but that's when they've been pushed out of the squad, i.e. Casemiro and Di Maria, just to name them two. So potentially buy players from Real Madrid, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. A player that I would like to buy in the next season will be Frankie de Jong, hopefully, as long as we can get Champions League football and we're in a good position and our funds allow us to do that. But if you have any suggestions on players that you think I should be buying for this Manchester United save, leave a comment down below so I can start scouting them now and put them in the shortlist ready for next season. I am also live streaming over on Twitch, so there'll be a link in the description down below. Click on that link for Twitch and give me a follow. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be doing so many career mode saves, and I'm going to be doing a player career mode as well, which will hopefully be live on YouTube today. We may as well go straight into this FA Community Shield game against Manchester City. We'll have a quick look at their starting lineup. That's going to be my starting lineup. I can't see their starting lineup. That's because I have to go back. Opponent analysis. There we go. Grealish on the left, Haaland up top with Foden on the right. De Bruyne in that cam position with Gundogan and Rodri in midfield, with Gvardiol, Stones, Ruben Diaz and Walker in defence, with Ederson in goal. Why on earth is Memphis Depay in the Manchester City squad when I've disabled the first transfer window? Has he gone there in real life? I don't think he has, so I don't know why Memphis Depay is in that team, but it doesn't matter. Let's go into this matchday squad. I won't be changing anything. That's going to be my starting lineup. Do I need to make any changes on the bench? I'm not going to make any changes on the bench. There will be some players leaving us at the end of the season. Maguire is running out of contract. Johnny Evans is running out of contract. Lindelof is running out of contract. So we will need another centre-back for next season. Again, a centre-back with a low rating with the potential to grow. But I don't want them to be too low. Xerxes is going to start on the bench. So yeah, that's going to be my starting lineup, with Højlund up top, Fernandes in cam with Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right, Ugarte and Menu in midfield, Shaw, Martinez, De Ligt and Dallo in defence, with Onana in goal. Let's go into this first game against Manchester City. Bruno Fernandes bringing the ball forward. Finds Højlund. Just tried to slide that through to Rashford. Still got it though. Get this back to Bruno Fernandes. He's going to have a shot on goal. Hits the crossbar from range. Had Ederson worried there. And that was our first shot on target and probably the first highlight of this game. Garnacho finds Bruno Fernandes. We're playing on. Højlund onside. Taking it down the line. Tries to fire one across goal. Finds Bruno Fernandes again with the shot, but gets blocked. And De Bruyne tries to find Foden, but the ball just runs out of play. Oh, Rashi, get hold of the ball, please. We are approaching half-time, and not a lot really happened. We've had one shot on target from Bruno Fernandes, and he hit the crossbar. Walker has it. Rashford comes across, puts the ball out of play. Out to Foden. Don't let them score before half-time. Martinez is there. Onana just passes that out calmly. Out to Rashi. Go out to Luke Shaw, and that is half-time, and that is half-time, and we go in level, 0-0. De Bruyne, tried to intercept it. Rodri. Manchester City trying to build something here. Ugarte, lovely. Rashford, pace. You're not going to have pace on Walker, but you could sprint a little bit faster than that. It's got round. Finds Højlund, goes for the shot, and that is an awful shot. Just tried to bend it into that far corner. And unfortunately, it goes wide. I think we're going to make some changes here. We are on the 65th minute mark. Højlund, that's going to be Højlund's last touch of the game, as Xerxes is going to come on. I'm going to take Rashford off for Ahmad. I'm going to put Garnacho over to the left and put Ahmad onto the right. I'm going to bring Mazraoui on as well for Luke Shaw, because we don't want him getting injured. We know how injury prone he is. And they're going to be the only changes we make so far. Walker has it. Rashford just trying to hassle him. A mistake. Højlund, pounce. My subs still haven't come on, which is annoying. Ake. Into Rodri. Walker. To be fair, Manchester City haven't done a lot in this game. It's been a little bit boring. But hopefully it'll get better. Keeping the possession well. Grealish tries to whip that ball in. Get up, Mainu. Lovely. To Bruno. Let's go. Let's not go, because that is full time. And it ends 0-0. It wasn't a great game at all. I don't even think Manchester City had a shot. Or a shot on target. We only hit the crossbar, and that was from range. Awful game. Does it go straight to penalties? Yes, it does. We won't make any change. We will have Mainu to take that 6th penalty if it gets that far. But penalties to decide the Community Shield. Fernandes up first with a hop, skip and a jump. Puts it in that top corner. Haaland finds the top corner. Rashford goes the same side as Bruno. De Bruyne. Oh, Onana goes the right way, but can't get a hand on the ball. Højlund. Put some power behind that. Goes across the goalkeeper. And into the back of the net. Gundogan. Side foots. Onana still can't get a hand on it. Ugarte. He's going to put his foot through this. And Ederson saves it. Ederson's taken a penalty. Oh, and Onana can't save it. Need to score here, Garnacho. You need to score. Put a lot of power behind that. Finds the back of the net. We need to save this. Foden taking the deciding penalty. Tucks the ball away, and we have lost the Community Shield at Wembley. As Foden goes off and celebrates with Pep. Another trophy to add to his cabinet. I'm a little bit gutted. The game was boring. That was my problem. Not many chances at all. Are we going to watch Manchester City lift the trophy? Yes, we are. We would have watched it if we won it. We'll have to watch it now with Manchester City. As soon as they lift it, though, that'll be it. De Bruyne, the man to lift it. Beaten on penalties. 5-4. Next up for us is our game against Fulham. The start of the Premier League season, and we need to start with a win. Have to start with a win against Fulham. Hopefully the game will be a bit more entertaining than the first game against Manchester City. It'll be nice to grab some goals. I'm not going to make any changes. That is going to be our starting lineup. No changes to be made on the bench. Let's go into this second game of this episode and the start of this Premier League season against Fulham. Finds Rashford. Garnacho coming inside. Going to find Rashford again. Into Bruno. Finds Garnacho. Just trying to make something happen. Not a lot happening. Find Bruno though. With the shot. And it goes over the bar. That was poor. That was a poor shot. Always rising. Finds Bruno. Oh, just running is sluggish. Raul. Jimenez. Smith Rowe finds Andreas Pereira with the shot. The former Manchester United man smacks the post as Garnacho comes away with it. Bruno Fernandes is injured. No! Rashford. Someone make a run. Bruno finds Garnacho. He's going to go from range. Leno with the save. Smith Rowe. Back to Robinson. Smith Rowe. Robinson whips the ball in. Ugarte with the head away. Only as far as Reed. Finds Raul Jimenez. And puts Fulham 1-0 ahead. The ball goes underneath Onana, and that was dreadful. I think that simulation setting is going to be coming off. Because it's making my players so sluggish. Onana, reach out, my friend, and you save that. But we are losing to Fulham. 1-0. Ugarte. Out to Mainu. Finds Dallo. Come on, Garnacho. Come with me, pal. Finds Garnacho. I'm going to shoot. From range, straight into Leno's hands. I can't get the ball near the goal at the minute. Might have time for one last attack here. Rashford's in some space. Comes short for the ball and loses it. And that will be half time, I think. There it is. Half time and we're going losing. 1-0. Finds Bruno. Out to Højlund. Back to Bruno. Get this out to Dallo. Back to Bruno. Finds Rashford. From range. Gets a block in. Luke Shaw's here though. To Højlund. And Leno makes the save. That could have been our first goal. But unfortunately, it was straight at the goalkeeper. Ugarte takes out Mainu as well. It won't be with the shot, and it goes wide. And we need to make some changes. Xerxes is coming on. I'm going to bring Ericsson on for Mainu as well. Oh, no, I'm not. I need to sort out his tactics, do I? Oh, let's try that. Balanced. I had it on custom. Let's try it on balance. But then he's still... I'm not sure. Yoro's going to come on. Is he right-footed or left-footed? I think he's right-footed. I thought he was left. Mazraoui's going to come on again as well, but he's going to come on for Dalot this time. Rashford's going to come off for... Let's bring on Anthony. Let's see if he can do something from the bench. We'll put him on the left with Garnacho moving over... we'll put Anthony on the right and move Garnacho over to the left. And they're going to be the only changes we make as we approach full time. And we are still losing. And not a lot has happened in regards for us. I can't play at the moment. Definitely struggling. But we'll see if we can change that with the changes that we've made. I've changed the playstyle back to balanced rather than custom. Get this out to Anthony out wide. Finds Xerxes. Back to Anthony. Mazraoui with his first touch on the ball in this game. Finds Bruno Fernandes. Just can't cut that ball back. Reed has it. Into Iwobi. Andreas Pereira. Hit the post in that first half. With a shot outside the box. And he's got so much space. We are so deep. Smith Rowe. Get a tackle in. Lovely from Mazraoui. Into Garnacho. Let's get up this pitch. Bruno Fernandes with a tackle from behind from Sessignon, but gets the ball. And that will be full time. And we have lost in our first game in the Premier League on FC25. Not the start we needed to start our Premier League campaign, and that manager looks absolutely nothing like me. But we do lose this game against Fulham 1-0. In the final game of this episode, we are going to Brighton. I've changed the... that's their starting lineup. I've changed the... My play style was on custom, as I've changed it back to standard. So hopefully I can start playing a little bit better. Again, I'm not going to make any changes to the starting lineup. That's going to be our starting lineup. Can I change tactics there? Tactics as default. Which is balanced. They're going to be my squad roles. Every time I change the squad roles, it goes to custom, and I seem to play rubbish. So we're going to keep it as balanced. Hopefully we can play a little bit better now. So yeah, let's go into this final game of this episode against Brighton. Minter has Luke Shaw on toast at the minute. With the ball in. That's Onana's. Let's go quick. Let's just roll this out. Let's get forward. Ball into Rashford. Finds Luke Shaw. They're so slow. Puts the ball in to Højlund. Goes wide. Into Rashford. Finds Højlund. Just need players around me here. Garnacho. Out to Dalot. And there's no one in the box. Get Garnacho. Out to Bruno. Finds Rashford. With the shot. And we've got ourselves a corner. At least we're having more shots now in this game against Brighton. With Bruno to put this ball in. To De Ligt. Can't get his head on it. Dalot gets it back out though. Puts a lovely ball in. Can't find anyone. We are approaching half time. It's been a little bit better, but that simulation needs to come off because it slows my players right down. I attack at pace. That is my play style. So I'll be going back just to classic rather than having the simulation play style thing on. Because it has been awful. And we go in at half-time 0-0 again to Brighton. Ugarte. Oh, and the ball for Højlund is just terrible. I wanted to put it into him as a through ball, not in behind the defender. Get up, Martinez. Not quite. Minter has it. We've injured someone, but we're going to play on because with that type of person, and Højlund has scored our first goal in this Manchester United save. Finally, we have put the ball in the back of the net. I'm still going to be turning that play style simulation thing where it does the sliders and stuff for you. I'm turning that off because my players are sluggish to begin with. The opposition aren't creating any chances whatsoever. This first episode has been boring because nobody scored. We can't score, even though we've just scored now. They can't score. They're not creating any chances whatsoever. I'm trying to create chances, but coming up short every time. But Højlund is the man to score our first goal. And hopefully we can keep this lead to win our first points of the game. Do we make some changes now? I'm not making any changes. We're beating Brighton 1-0. O'Reilly, good player. Jorginho finds Matoma with the shot. It had Onana worried, but luckily it went wide. And we will make some changes now with Xerxes definitely coming on. We'll get Anthony on for Rashford, with Garnacho going out to the left. I'm going to bring Casemiro on. Give him some game time. Mazraoui also is going to come on. But for Luke Shaw, with Dalot going at left back. And we're going to bring on Yoro for his Premier League debut on for De Ligt. And they're going to be the only changes we make. Oh, or do I bring on Eriksen? Oh no, I'm out of substitutions. So they're going to be the only changes we make in this game. And we're still winning 1-0. Get this into Anthony. With a bit of space ahead of him. We'll try and cut this back. Oh, to Bruno would have been nice. But Matoma gives the ball to March, and he's coming away with the ball. Matoma again. Just keeping the ball. Brighton not really haven't really created anything in this game at all. We're going to head that back to Onana and waste some time. Oh, Dalot with a heavy touch. Loses the ball. Casemiro coming across. It's a ball in behind for Pedro. Hits the crossbar. And we've managed to get that away. Only as far as a Brighton player, though. Put the ball over. Onana with the save. The ball just hung up there. I think that was the wind. Onana making a vital save there, though. Everything seems to be happening in this second half. We've had a goal. Brighton are finally creating chances. And Anthony's coming away with the ball, and I thought we could counter. But we have got our first 3 points of the season. It's come in the last game of this episode. But we finally scored a goal and won our first game. As we beat Brighton 1-0. And this is the end of this episode. Like I said, I'm going to turn off that simulation setting. Because I just don't like it. My players feel slow and sluggish. It is horrible. So I'm going to stick to classic. And we'll go from there. We will still have the wind for high effects and the weather effects on. We're still going to be playing on Legendary at 4 minutes a half. And yeah, this is going to be the end of this episode. We'll see where we are in the table. Oh, we're in 10th. We're only 2 games into the Premier League season. We've won 1 and lost 1. Who's sat top? Spurs are sat top, with West Ham and Fulham all winning their first 2 games. Manchester City have drew one of their games. Liverpool have only played 1 and won 1. We need to start getting better and winning some games and getting some more points. But in this episode today, we started off with it was a draw in the Community Shield against Manchester City, which went to penalties, which we lost 5-4 on penalties. We then played our first game in the Premier League season against Fulham and lost 1-0. And then we've just managed to beat Brighton to earn our first 3 points of the season, 1-0. In the next episode, I'm going to continue doing with all my previous saves where I'll play 3 episodes and play 3 games a month and then sim the rest. So we will be playing Liverpool. We'll sim the games against Southampton and Crystal Palace, play our Europa League game against FC20, and then play the game against Spurs. A difficult episode to come. But if you have enjoyed it, please remember to hit that like button. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next episode.